we are going to see about callbacks. Okay, so this term may be new for you, but you already used this callback in your early exercise or assignments. So next example is randomization. Okay, while you call or doing randomization method or calling the randomization method, okay, automatically callback of the randomization, that is pre and post randomization methods are automatically will call. Okay, so this is one example of callback. That is a callback method of randomization. So in the same way, if we have a callback, we can use that for this purpose that I am going to explain now. Okay. So in each every component, if you see, we have a run task. Okay. So before the run task, we can able to write up. We can able to call the pre-run and post-run. Okay. Run task is the actual main task of the component. Okay. So if we want to do any modification or anything extra before or after the run task, we can use the callback class, and we can able to modify the functionality or characters of the component. Okay. So why we need this callback? So it is a mechanism to changing the behavior of a verification component, okay, such as driver, generator, or monitor, without actually changing the code of that component. Okay. Um, why we want to perform some modification without changing the code means, okay, actually in real time scenario we have VIP, that is verification IP. Another one is IP. Okay, so IP is nothing but intellectual property. Okay, so it provides a specification to be manufactured into a physical design. In simple way, if I tell means that is as a RTL design. Okay. So IP indicates a design. VIP indicates the UIP is nothing but the verification IP. So it specifies for the verification of the functionality. So VIP is a verification IP. Using that VIP, we can verify the IPs. Okay. For example, we can take a AHP protocol. Okay, AHP. Okay. Yeah, we have that is TNVS. We have our own IPs for each protocols. Okay, that is not a VIP. Okay. So this VIP will be helpful to verify the functionality of any IP. Okay. So assume that we have a AHP to I2C bridge. Okay, it is RTL design. We have AHP to I2C. So we have to some clients need to verify that they design AHP to I2C. It is a bridge. AHP is nothing but the parallel data we have, and I2C we have a serial data. That is parallelly we are getting the input and it will convert into serial. Okay, so this bridge is their design. They want to verify that functionality. Okay. So they will ask for us. So we provide VIP for the clients. So this VIP containing master and slave parts. Okay. So VIP is nothing but a verification IP. It contains master sequence and also a slave sequence. Okay. If you run a particular test case, master sequence will generate the address and the data, rewrite, control, everything it will generate and it will send. Okay. According to the master sequence, the slave sequence will give the response. For example, if we are performing single write read, so if we run single write read test case, okay, so master sequence will generate the write sequence, and slave for reading response it will generate by the slave sequence. Okay, so this is the functionality of the VIP. So what they will do, they will buy the VIP from us. Okay, to verify their eligibility I2C. So they in VIP we have the master and also slave. Master and slave both containing inside the VIP. So they will remove the slave part from the VIP. Instead of that slave, they will keep the AHP2 I2C design. Okay. So here that AHP I2C is acting as a slave. For that, through the VIP master, we are sending the or we are forcing the values, and we are going to check whether it is working properly or not. Okay. So this is the use of VIP. Okay. So why I am telling this means, okay. So we will design the VIP and we are giving to the clients. Okay. So I need security. Okay. They can't. They won't. They are not able to open the VIP, and if they want to modify means I am not allow them to do it directly. So I developed the callback class, sorry, callback concept, okay, and I am going to give them. Okay. So if they want to modify the functionality of that VIP, they can use the callback. Okay. So using the callback thing, they can able to do their own modification in that. Okay. So that is the main use of the callbacks. So if you see the benefits, you option to protect the code. So they are not able to directly open the code, or they are not going to modify the VIP directly. Okay. So using the callback class only, they can able to modify, or according to their design, they can able to introduce some new concepts, or able to modify the code. Okay. So for modifying the function character, or functionality of the VIP, or some design verification part, they can use callback for that. Okay. Then second point is, instead of mailbox, okay, mailbox is used to transferring the transaction from one component to another component. Okay, for example, from monitor to coverage, from monitor to checker, through mailbox we can transfer the transaction. Okay. So instead of mailbox, we can also use callback concept to transmitting the packet from one component to another component. So for example, I gave in the bracket the monitors callback class list add coverage. Okay. So this one I am going to give you as a exercise or assignment. Okay. That question I will send you after complete the session. Okay. So here from monitor to coverage, we will send the transaction through the mailbox. Okay. Instead of that, we can able to call the coverage part by using callback. Okay, when we declare the callback class inside the monitor, automatically when you run the run task of monitor, automatically the callback class will be accessed. Okay, so coverage part comes in. So here I am going to explain this callback with a small example. Here in this example, it is a simple example. So we are writing a BFM or a driver class. For this driver or BFM, we are writing a callback class. Okay.
Sir, can you zoom it? It's not clear.
So this is a class each BFM. Okay. So n class. Within each component, you have the run task. Okay. So within the task, here I just put this display. Okay. Before the display, I call the pre-run task of this CB. Okay, I will explain what is CB. And after that, I am going to call the post-run task. So for this BFM, I'm writing a callbacks class. So class is BFM callbacks. So within that, I just write the empty task pre-run and task post-run. So this is the base class. Okay. From this base class, I am extending each BFM callback one. So here I declare this as virtual. So if I use the same name, it will be override. Okay. So task pre-run display change before the run task, and task post run, right, change after run task. Okay. So this is the callback class. So here in top module, I just include the both the files, and in module top, I instantiated it BFM this class. Okay. And the name BFM, and I create an object for this, and I am instantiating callback class, this one, is BFM CB1. So I gave a name CB1 and created an object for it, and within initial begin, I call the run method of this BFM. Okay, BFM dot run. Here I am passing the handle of the callback class handle. CB1 is the handle of the callback class. So I am passing here, and in BFM I am getting the CB. Okay. So CB is type of if BFM callbacks. Okay. This is the type of this type, right? So you have to mention the type. What is a CB? It's nothing but a BFM callback CB. So this CB1 I am getting here. Okay. And I'm calling CB dot prerun. So CB is the handle of callback. So it will access this callback. Here we have a prerun and post run. So before the actual functionality, I am calling the prerun. Okay. And after that, I am calling the post run of the callback class. So if I run this, so from here it will start from here. So automatically this run task will be called. So within the BFM run task, first line it is run sequentially. So pre-run task will call. So here I am getting the display change before the run task, and after that I am getting if BFM run, this one, and after that CB dot post run. So this display I am getting after the run task. So in this way we can introduce, this is a BFM. Okay. So if I introduce a callback concept, I can able to modify the functionality of the BFM by writing here. Okay. If I want to modify before the actual run task, I can give my idea or modification concept here. Okay. If I want to modify after the actual run, I can give here. Okay. So that you can able to modify the functionality of this BFM without modifying its actual code. This is the actual code. I'm not going to write anything here. I'm writing in the callback, and I'm going to modify the actual functionality.